Let's go. Hey, what's up? You're listening to the Youth Culture Podcast, where we talk faith, culture, and real stories. We're so glad you're here with us. Lock in.
What's up, man? Welcome back to another episode on the Youth Culture Podcast. I'm your host and the Director of Youth Ministry here at the Shrine of St. Padre Pio. My name is Ronnie Galdamez, and man, I'm excited about the guest today. It's a little different, right? We have some high schoolers, but we knew from the start of the Youth Culture Podcast, at some point, it's going to shift a little bit where, because we are a podcast about storytelling, especially about what's happening and the way that God has moved in lives at the Shrine of St. Padre Pio. We know that things that happen here at the parish, we know that the way that the Lord has worked in a high schooler's life will transpose into other areas of their life long beyond the walls of high school. And so, we have Keira Gosnell with us today, and I'm super excited. And she is actually not in high school, but she just graduated last year, right? Because you are a freshman in college?
Going into sophomore year.
Going into sophomore year. Yeah, so she completed 1 year. And man, just here to talk a little bit about, what experiences were like in youth group, and as well as what challenges she might have faced going into college. We know that there are some of our listeners that are 12th graders that are getting ready after this year to go into college. And so she's lived it. She's gone through a year. She survived. She's living and breathing. She's with us.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Yeah, man. So, Keira, man, thank you for being here. How are you feeling? You feeling good?
Feeling good. I'm excited.
Let's go, man. Well, hey, we're going to start it off real quick with a lightning round questions. This is a little something we like to do. And so let me go and pop those up here. I just had them. Okay, sick. So, if you could instantly master one skill, what would that be? They can be lighthearted. They do not have to be all super serious.
Cooking. Yeah.
Are you not a good cook?
No, I'm good at cooking, but I want to get even better at cooking because you're always going to use cooking.
Yeah.
I'm going to start making my own meals, and
dude,
it'd be nice to actually know how to grilling would be a good one.
Grilling?
I need to learn. I don't know how to grill. And that's the only thing I don't know how to do. So.
Yeah. Well, are you a baker?
Yes.
Okay, because the last podcast episode, for those who are watching this one, well, I guess today we would actually be releasing episode 4 tomorrow. But anyway, so the last episode 4, we had a baker on the show too, and so but she's actually really, really good. Are you really good?
Yeah. I wanted to be a chef, so pastry chef when I was 3 years ago. But so I mean, I'm not bad.
Right.
I wouldn't say I'm bad. I like to bake a lot.
Well, where'd you get that inspiration from, to want to be a chef anyway?
My mom grew up, my sister and I grew up a lot cooking and baking with her. Wow. I remember there was a photo when we were 3 years old, making cookie dough. Yeah. So my mom didn't know how to cook for a while and bake for a while, so my dad taught her. And so she wanted to start us young. So we've been learning how to cook and to bake since 3 years old. And we just never stopped.
For me, man, being in the kitchen gets frustrating because the pressure's on, especially because everyone's palate is so different. And I remember we had this one Thanksgiving. It was a Friendsgiving. We had a bunch of people over. The turkey was cold. The ham was cold. It was just a mess. We were juggling so many things at one time, and I'm like, dude, being any sort of chef, I mean, there's a lot of props to the people who have a love and a passion for it, man. So that's cool though.
That's why you have to do mac and cheese and dino nuggets at a Friendsgiving.
Dude,
always works.
Dino nuggets are goated.
Oh,
they really are.
Oh yeah.
They really are. Okay, so what's your go-to late night snack?
Any type of chip, preferably Lay's chips or Cheetos. Or chocolate.
Yeah.
But mostly Lay's chips or Cheetos are the go-to.
Have you ever had Frito pie?
No, but I do love Fritos.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? Where it's a bag of Fritos, and you put chili into the bag of Fritos and nacho cheese in it.
Huh. See, they did that with Doritos in college.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
With Doritos? Weird. Who did that in college?
The people who cooked for us, in the dining halls. They just had bags of Doritos and they would put chili in it.
What? Was this like a church group or what?
No, it was just the people that worked in the dining halls.
Man.
Just randomly, they just brought out bags of Doritos and were just putting things in it.
Dude, that is so funny. Okay, so Lay's for you. Dude, okay, this one's cool. If your life had a theme song, what would it be?
See, I'd really love it to be the Friends theme song.
Yeah.
Especially because in college, I have so, guys and girls all in one friend group because, there's so few of us in my major that we're all really close. Right. Yeah. And next year, I'm living 2 doors down from these 5 group of guys, there's 5 group of girls in my, like where I'm living.
Yeah.
And so I would love it if we were just all like, I'll be there for you,
Yeah.
you know? Like, that's literally how it feels in college now.
Have you finished the show? Like, have you watched it? Friends?
I've watched a lot of it, but I
Yeah.
never like sat down and watched episode
the whole thing.
to episode. I just
Yeah.
like watch it when it came on like my aunt's house or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, I've never watched it. I think I've tried, I just couldn't get into it. But there's
good.
so many people, so my brother, my sister-in-law,
Yeah.
they absolutely love it.
It's
And
so good.
I don't know, maybe in the future I'll give it a shot
Yeah,
or
my
not. But
my aunt just gave us like wine glasses. We don't drink wine, but you know, always
Yeah.
for like sodas and stuff.
yeah.
Like, and it has like Friends stuff on it, and like pivot, pivot, pivot. Like that's like a quote from Friends.
Dude.
If people watching get what I mean.
Yeah.
But like it's like for like glasses, and
Yeah.
it's so
Yeah.
cool.
That's
So,
awesome. That's
yeah.
awesome. Okay. All right. So let's just do one more. If you could meet any person from the Bible for 1 hour, who would that person be?
Jesus, 100%. I mean, hello.
Let's go.
Like, who wouldn't want to meet our Lord and Savior?
You're the second person to say Jesus on this show. I
But
like it. I love it.
And it's not the
It's so
fact that
good.
I'm just on like a podcast for our church. Like, who wouldn't want to meet Jesus
Yeah.
Christ?
Yeah. What do you think you would say? Like, honestly, like for a second, right? Like, yes, we're on a podcast or whatever, but like, guards down. What would you say? Honestly. Like, that's a tough moment. I mean, it's a beautiful moment, but it's
Yeah.
like,
I mean, probably I'd be speechless at first, but
yeah.
I mean, I'd probably honestly say I'm sorry. Because I feel like I didn't honor him or like pray to him as much as I should have, especially like in high school.
Yeah.
Like I just got really into my faith in college.
Yeah.
And I was on and off in high school, but it's like I don't think I like deserve God's love, and I know
Yeah.
like he's always there for us, but
Right.
like I just don't think I did things that were worth it.
Yeah.
Like worth his love, so
Yeah.
I'd probably say sorry.
No doubt, man. Yeah. That's, I've thought about that. I even tried like writing a song on like what, if you were in the presence of God, which we get to do as Catholics, by the way, in adoration, through the Eucharist, right? And he's there, our Eucharistic Lord. I thought, you know, but if I saw him in a form that was outside of, right, the Eucharist, in a physical with legs and arms and fingers, you know, would it be the same in the sense of, like, would my heart shift? But it also begs the question, like, why would it not shift now? You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And so maybe because it is the same Jesus, slightly different forms. I don't know. You could say something a little different, or it might just be what it's been now. But yeah, I've thought about that. So that's a good answer. Yeah. So, man, so talk to me a little bit about, you know, just life for you growing up. Like, did you grow up in a Catholic household? Was it a strong, rhythmic Catholic family where you guys had prayer life? You know, you don't have to get too in specifics, and I understand that we're part of a community where a lot of people know each other. Yeah. But man, if you know, extract some of the good things for us that you enjoyed growing up, and maybe one of the things I know that you said that you were on and off in high school. And I do want to get to that.
Yeah.
I have some questions in regards to that. But like, yeah, like what was that like for you growing up?
Yeah, well, I mean, most people in the parish know my family. Like, my mom and dad do a lot for the parish, and so do we.
Yeah.
But I grew up as a cradle Catholic, and most of my family on my dad's side is Catholic, and well, on my mom's side and my dad's side, like pretty Catholic people, and they always grew up Catholic. My dad was always Catholic. My mom experimented, but she came back to the Catholic faith.
Come on.
And we always grew up with like crucifixes in our house and praying before meals. And like there was a time where we would always read the gospel before going to mass, so we would hear what the word was, so we could think about it differently when like actually in mass. Yeah, we were never like a non-Catholic family. I think maybe I've not gone to church once.
Yeah.
Like my entire life, like on a Sunday.
Right.
We were always go to church on Sunday people. And even when I was younger and I was like, I don't want to go to church. Like, even like I grew up to love going to church. Like I love church. Every Sunday I look forward to go to church on Sundays.
That's beautiful.
So, yeah.
Well, so I mean, maybe this will naturally get you into what we were going to talk about, but like, how did you go from mass being habit to being, this is what I believe, and I'm here because it is the purest form of worship. I'm here because the Eucharist is the absolute staple of what it means to be a Catholic. That you realize, and that you didn't need mom or dad to be there, or even sister at that, right? Like whatever, to be there with you. Like you could do that on your own rhythmically, and have a love for the liturgy. Like when did that become a thing?
Probably after my first Acts retreat here, which was, I want to say after my sophomore year of high school. The things that happened on that retreat were so moving, and we just learned so many different things. And I think it really clicked how much God is in my life, and how fantastic what we get to experience is, and how incredible and like unbelievable it is. So I really think, because I mean, we did a lot of stuff on that retreat, but which I can't specifically get into.
Yeah, the river rule. Right?
Yeah, river rule.
Is that what you guys call it?
Yep.
Yeah, river rule.
What happens on Acts stays on Acts. You don't have to know until you go. But, you know, people that went, they understand.
Yeah, if you know, you know, is what you're saying, in other words. And, no, I mean, that's cool. I know that you said something about being on and off in high school. Like, what do you think that was? And what do you think that is for so many high schoolers, man? Like,
well, the things that high schoolers are, like, let's see. It's just a lot of pressure to fit in high school, and sometimes sharing your faith to some people isn't considered popular. And so people don't share their faith or trust in God or talk about God while they're in high school just so they can fit in. And I know, like, I had some experiences where people didn't believe in Jesus Christ. And so they would get angry at me for being a Catholic and just bash me for all of these things that I believed in. So I think that's where it gets really difficult in high school. But you also just need to realize that high school is 4 years of your life. And it doesn't matter if you're popular at the end of the day, because you're going to go on and do something completely different. And God will always be there. So it's like, so people in high school, like, you don't like need to be popular. It's better to have Jesus Christ, because I mean, Jesus Christ is our Lord and Savior. So.
Some of the friends that you had in high school, like, do you still connect with them? Like, are you still hanging out with those people, or is like everyone's gone their own route?
I'd say I hang out with some of them, yes. I've mostly gone a different direction. I know a lot of people still hang out with people from high school. It just depends on where you were. Like, there are some people, like, I was very big in choir, and so I hang out with those people while I'm here. But other than that, I don't really hang out with many of them anymore.
I guess what I'm getting at is, like, I've noticed in many people's lives, right, there's, and maybe that question was just kind of phrased poorly, but I mean, realistically, you brought up a good point, is that right after high school, everyone becomes very focused on what they want to do, and which is not a bad thing. You know, like, you should, right? Especially if you have a career set out, you have a certain calling in your life or passion, man, like, go get it. That's a beautiful thing, right? God gives us these desires for a reason. We should ask always the Lord to orchestrate those desires, and He would point them and guide them in His direction, always. Right? We were talking about it yesterday at Devo, right? Colossians 3, right? Like, in whatever you do in word or deed, right? Colossians 3:17. Do everything in the name, in the name of Christ Jesus, giving glory to God the Father through Him. And so yes, everything that we do should be a reflection of the goodness of God. And so that's rightfully so. But what I'm getting at is, like, I feel like we spent so much time in high school. I remember even when I was in high school, like, investing emotionally into people, into, like, certain situations, or, you know, cliques or fads, and it's like, for what? Because at the end of it, it meant absolutely nothing. You know what I mean? Like, it disperses like that. Everyone's on their own, and they start focusing on their things, and that's just the reality. Is like, man, you become so emotionally invested and attached to something that isn't worth being attached to at that extent or at that level. You know what I mean? Because shortly after that, I mean, life hits you, and you're like, okay, yeah, it don't work this way. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It worked for the high school, I guess, or whatever, but like after this, it's like reality, man.
College is completely different.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's so many more people and there's so many more opportunities. Like, high school is just gonna be thrown over your shoulder. Like,
yeah.
I mean, like, yes, like you'll still have some friends, but if you're not going to a college that's still in your hometown, like, you're gonna meet so many new people, and high school's not gonna matter anymore.
Yeah, no doubt. So that ACT retreat that you went on, was that on your senior year? Was that your senior year, like of high school, or?
It was. I started as a retreatant after sophomore year.
Okay.
And then I worked it
going
after junior year and after senior year.
Yeah, yeah. And it seems like, I mean, right now in your life, you've put together, and we'll get into some things that are honestly just pretty inspiring as to things that you've had to face. I won't get into that just a second, but so that was sophomore year. I know you said you were on and off with your faith. At what point did it click where you were more like rhythm? You had more rhythm in your life. What's that? Was it a moment? Was it certain moments that led to, or was it just habit and this progression of building those healthy habits? You know what I'm saying? Like, what was that for you?
I think I really clicked once I got to college. And I know it's like, I feel like I keep saying like college, but I mean, college really is that time of change. And yes, like I still believed in God and like I believed in the same things. It just became bigger and better.
Yeah.
Once I got, because I go to a private Christian school. So it's like, we do a bunch of Christian related things with everybody that goes there.
Yeah.
So we're very outwards on our faith. And that's one thing that I really wanted when I went to college was I need a college that will make sure I stay in my faith. Because one of the big things was like, I don't want to go to college and not go to church.
Yeah.
Because I could never see myself not going to church. And so it was like, find a place that's very Christian based.
Yeah.
And so I found that, and that's something that really like put Jesus Christ in front of everything that I did. And that's when it became a habit. Yeah. It's because I was just so surrounded by God everywhere. And the teachers would talk about God. The students would talk about God. There would be God just when you walk around, like you'd see people praying for each other.
Wow.
Like it's just so like that you don't get that in a lot of places.
That's
so it really, and like I remember the first thing when I walked into a dining hall is I saw somebody sitting by themselves praying before they ate their meal.
Yeah.
And I was like,
so good.
Yeah, and so
good.
And I used to not pray, like I would only pray at dinner, and every other time I would just eat my food. But now, like whenever I have a snack, I'll just be like, thank you, Jesus, for this snack. And whenever I'm just by myself, I'm like, guys, like pray for your food. Like I was always the one that was like, hey, did you pray for your food?
Yeah.
Like, did you pray today?
Yeah.
And it just really forced like myself to be like, Jesus gave us this food. Like,
that's right.
Pray for everything.
That's right.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So college was definitely that place where it became a habit for me.
That's a beautiful sight to see, man. I mean, it's just a very simple thing to, like, dude, asking God to bless the food. Yeah, man. There's literally people out there that, there's videos on YouTube. I showed it to my kids one day. I was like, look, like, you don't believe me. Like, this is for real, right? There's poverty in other places, and there's these kids, you can actually search them up, but they mold clay from dirt, and they call them chips. And so because they're so poor, they mold their own clay chips from the ground, from dirt, and then they eat that to try to sustain their body. And so that's it, you know what I'm saying? But we take so many things for granted, and so it's little things like that that I think paint a beautiful image of what it is to be someone rooted in the Lord, and then just doing the small things that allow the soul and the heart to gravitate towards the reality that, man, I don't want to be the type of person that takes the little things for granted, because they're such a blessing. You know, oftentimes we're looking for bigger miracles and these huge answers from God, but it's in the simplicity that the Lord is even showing up in our lives, and if we just have eyes to see and unhardened hearts, that we can just pay a little closer attention to those little beautiful things. And so I love that. I love that you get to see that image in a college. And dude, to be honest, like some of the people that are listening to this episode specifically, I wanted it to also just be kind of within that theme, we have 12th graders that are going to be going to college, and the reality is like, man, I don't know, what do you have to say? Maybe you can agree with, but like, yeah, I think you'd agree because that's essentially what we were talking about a little bit here, and that's that you don't always have to go to like these mainstream colleges. Like there's University of Dallas, which is a really big Catholic college. There's a Franciscan University in Ohio, which is a really, really good one to go to as well. But if you get connected as well to things like, even just because you're at Baylor, right? It's a Baylor University, or if you go to Aggieland in College Station, right? Texas A&M. Like there's Catholic really good like Catholic groups. I know like, and this is not to knock on Baylor, but just from what I know and what I've heard so many people talk about, for example, like Texas A&M. So if you do go to a college like that or Baylor, like there are solid Catholic groups. There are solid, groups that you can get connected with, plugged in with, that'll feed your faith, and for you to plug into community. So I think that's a big thing for even like high schoolers in 12th grade that are about to go to college to think about is the question that you had to ask yourself. It's like, hey, I want to, or rather that thought, it's like, I want to go somewhere that's going to feed my faith. And I think that's a valid question that any teenager going from high school to college this next year should be asking, and that is this next step in my life going to be detrimental to my walk with the Lord? Or is it going to be pivotal? Like, am I going to put myself in a position where I am career focused and heaven bound, or so career focused that I'm completely distracted and detracted from what the gospel is calling me to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that fair to say? Yeah. I think that's something that they should, that everyone, honestly, going from high school to college should be thinking about, is that idea is like, is this going to feed my faith, man?
Yeah, and it's like, yes, like my major is like a very big part of what I do in college, but like you always should find time for Jesus. And like I do so much, like I'm busy every single night for what I do because there's so many hours to put into my major. I'm a vocal music education major, by the way. So there's a lot that goes into it, but especially like being able to surround myself with those people that love Jesus makes it so much easier to continue my walk while still focusing on my career path. Like it's like Jesus and my career are all in one, especially with the people that I surround myself with. So it's definitely great to pick the right college for you, especially one that will help you continue your walk with Jesus.
No doubt. So, all right, well, I want to ask you about something that I think you know where I'm going.
I do.
But you have such wonderful character, the way that you present yourself to others, like no one would ever realize some of the things that you've had to go through. And it speaks to how the Lord has been working in your life. Speaks to, I would even say, maybe some of the people in the community around you that's supporting you, that's praying for you, and that have helped carry you through this process. But ultimately, I would say it's the hand of God, and the grace of God. But you've gone through some things, especially with your health, and maybe some of the people don't even know. But I'll say, like, I would have never guessed that. You know what I'm saying? You have a smile, you have sort of this jubilance to you, and the way that you're just around other people, the way that you give of yourself, even at Devo, in the short time that I've gotten to know you, when you have health scares in life, I mean, that's an easy way to just cop out of everything and go, like, I'm just going to focus on myself or whatever, or, because nothing is ever promised. But you had made this comment, right? And you had said that, I'll start it this way and we'll get into it in more detail, or as far as you want to share. But you had said that you had gone to Orlando, Florida, or something like that, right? Like on a vacation. It was part of a Make-A-Wish. And I was like, wait a minute, Make-A-Wish. And like that struck with me. And I was like, wait, typically people that have some sort of Make-A-Wish Foundation thing, it's because they are either near death, right? Or at least my understanding was like they're going to die. And that's where we were. We were at Perry's Pizza. That's where we were.
Yes,
we were with everybody at Perry's Pizza, getting ready for Devo and just talking about culture and expectation.
Because I remember your face when I said it. And you're like, wait a second.
And so, anyway, I kind of started there on the Make-A-Wish thing. We skipped over some things, but like, how did you end up to the Make-A-Wish thing so that the listener knows? Like, tell us a little bit, whatever you're comfortable with, like what happened to even get there in your life.
Yeah, so I was diagnosed with chronic kidney disease going into my sophomore year of high school. My parents thought I had anger issues, so they went to go get my blood tested, and they're like, no, like, your kidney levels are off. And I mean, we always knew that I was gonna have some kidney issues, but they never really mentioned it. I don't know why, but yeah, and luckily we actually did catch it pretty early.
Good.
I mean, probably not as early as we'd like to, but you know, by the grace of God, we caught it. But yeah, so basically my kidneys are shriveled and they can't really process protein. That's basically what it is. And so I'm on stage 4. There's 5 stages, 5 being the worst, 1 being the best. I'm on stage 4. So basically I could be starting dialysis like anytime or getting a transplant at any time. And Make-A-Wish, yes, it's for kids that are near death or close to death, but they're trying to change that. So it's not just that, it's also kids that need transplants. And so that's how I was accepted into the Make-A-Wish program, because I wasn't technically close to death where I could die if I don't get a transplant.
Yeah.
But they're like, oh, you're gonna get a transplant at some point. You can have a Make-A-Wish. And I was about 16, I think, when I was accepted into the Make-A-Wish program. And I didn't have my Make-A-Wish until I was 18, because I was supposed to get a transplant last summer.
Yeah.
And this is like where I was like, okay, God, like, take the wheel. Like, at first I was like, I remember praying to God, I was like, why are you giving this to me? Like, I don't want this. Like, this is just like messing up my life. Like, my senior year was just crazy, because I remember going to the hospital and getting my blood drawn and going to monthly doctor's appointments, and I couldn't eat salt, and I had to change like my whole diet.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But
Wow.
and I remember I went into pre-op because I was supposed to be in quarantine for 2 weeks, and so I was in quarantine for about 6 to 10 days, I can't really remember. And we went into pre-op, and I got my blood drawn. They were talking to me again about anesthesia and the surgery and where my kidney would be.
Yeah.
And the surgeon comes in, and he's like, hey, so your kidney function actually went from about 15% to 20%, which is kind of crazy. And he's like, we don't operate on people that have like 20% kidney function. So he was like, we're not going to go through with a transplant. And I remember turning to my mom, and I was like bawling my eyes out, and I'm like, that's God, Mom. Like, that like, there's nothing else. Like, that's a miracle. Like, there's no way.
Come on.
And so I remember walking out, and I was just like, this is insane. And I remember I got to see my sister, and I got to see my best friend who was leaving on a mission. Like, God just knew that the timing wasn't right yet.
Right.
So, and it still isn't right, because I'm still here. I have like 19% kidney function, which is amazing, because whenever I get a doctor and they're like, you have like 3 months, and I'm like, oh, kind of crazy. But then I just, take your medication and eat well. So, I mean, and I couldn't have done this without God, obviously.
And so
because
when they say 3 months, what are they really specifying?
They're basically saying, I'm going to go 3 months with medication, and then I'm going to need dialysis or
I see.
start the kidney transplant.
Yeah.
Works. So,
right.
But I mean, they've been saying that for the past 2.5, 3 years. So,
yeah.
I mean, obviously I have something to do with it, but it's also God, because, I mean, He knows my timing when I'm supposed to have my transplant, and it's just not yet.
Right.
Which I'm really grateful for.
So how do you like practically have found peace in that?
It took a while, but I mean, I just need to trust in God's plan. That's basically all there is to it. And I'm like, I know everybody has a cross to bear, and this is mine.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Jesus, take the wheel. Like, this is what I'm supposed to do, and I'm just going to help people with what I have. Like, my mom talks about putting me on the news and like talk to news people about like kidney awareness, because not many people really understand that. Like, there are people that have died because they haven't gotten a kidney, which is insane, because I'm so lucky, because so many people stepped up to be donors, which is so amazing.
Amazing. That's right.
Yeah, we really wanted to just spread that awareness and be like, guys, please step up as much as you can to be donors, because people really need this. But yeah, it's just, knowing that this is my cross to bear, and I've accepted it, and there's so many people that are helping me, so
that's right.
It makes it so much easier.
Yeah. Did they say, like, how is it that you got there in the first place? You know what I'm saying? Is this just like a genetic, chronic thing, or?
So it happened when my sister and I were born. My mom had this thing called twin-to-twin transfusion syndrome, which basically means my sister took all my nutrients in the womb.
Because you are a twin.
I am a twin.
For those that don't know.
Yes, for those that don't know, I have a twin sister named Kylie. So she took all my nutrients in the womb. I was not supposed to be here, so very grateful about that. I was blue. I was like a little Smurf coming out. And I was like in the NICU for about 2 weeks, and then I came home with like an oxygen tank. But so that's where it happened. And so, I mean, they always knew I was gonna have kidney problems, but they never really said anything about it.
Yeah.
So that's where it came from.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you think your sister it's kind of a deep question, but it makes me wonder, have you ever asked her if she feels at a fault for it? Not that she had control over it, but sometimes you feel like questions like that, like, oh, well, how could they possibly be thinking that? Obviously it's not her fault, but do you think like that probably sits in the back of her head going like, man, you know what I'm saying?
That's a really good question, which Kylie and I actually haven't really talked about, but I mean, we do make jokes about it because we make jokes at a lot of things. Like, I always joke about my chronic disease, and we joke about it together. But I mean, I don't know if she's ever had that thought or not, and I hope she doesn't, because I'd rather me than her, because I mean, I can handle the shots and the blood draws and the doctor's appointments and the medication, and it's just stuff that I've learned to do. Like, we were both really scared of shots, taking pills, going to hospitals, and I've dealt with that, and I'm okay with dealing with that, because I don't want her to have to do that. And we've definitely talked about her being a donor in the future, but like, I don't want that pressure on her at all, because I mean, she didn't mean to do it, so it's like, and I mean, she's like my best friend, so I wouldn't want her to go through what I'm going through.
Oh, that's so beautiful, man. I rather me than her.
Yeah, and we did have like problems in the past. Like, we're sisters. Like, we fought all the time. But that's another thing. College brought us so much closer. Like, we went from like fighting all the time to never fighting at all. Right. And I mean, I don't know what I would do if I didn't go to the same college as my sister. Like, I would have been like broken, like heartbroken. Yeah. So.
You know, it's a beautiful thing to do. Just free her from it. Mm-hmm. Maybe she didn't. Maybe she's never, ever had that thought in her head. Yeah. But just say, hey, man, if for whatever reason I release you of that debt, I forgive you. Or whatever that may be, right? Maybe you don't even have to say I forgive you, because there's like no beef at all or anything like that. But like, I don't know. You never know what, like, just physically, verbally telling somebody. It's like, hey, man, I release you of whatever. If there ever was a feeling or this guilt that you had this sort of, and like what that could even do to even strengthen a relationship, man. But anyway, not saying that there needs to be any strength in our relationship. But you guys are really close, and I love seeing you guys, just the way you guys are around each other, sister to sister type thing. But man, that's to capitalize on I rather me than her. It's exactly what the crucifix says, right? It's what Jesus said. I rather do it than you have to go through that, and it's the type of lifestyle that we are called to mimic. Yeah. And that is the crucifix, the cross. Is that man? I rather than someone else, and you wouldn't wish that upon anybody. No, never. Man, that's powerful. And I guess let me ask it this way: what things have you put in place in your life? Doesn't have to be perfect, or the most consistent, but you know that there are certain pillars in your life that you have placed intentionally that help you process the fears and anxieties that come with news like that about kidney failure. And because at the end of that road, to not shy away from it is death, right? And like, so what is it that you put in place purposely. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. That is helping you process these things and keeping you not just afloat, but to be able to breathe and feel a little liberated. And I know you've said God's got this, but practically, what have been those pillars that allowed you to say, God has got this?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he put the doctors in my life for a reason. I know that they are definitely there to get me through it because they know what they're doing. So that's definitely one thing. I mean, constant prayer. I always pray about it. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm always like, God, if you can take this away from me, please do. But like, it's just like when Jesus was in the garden, he was like, Lord, please let this cup pass from me. But like, this is your will. Like, I will do with it what you will.
Yeah.
Like, that's basically like what I do. I'll just be like, Lord, like, obviously, like, please take this away if you can. Like, I know you can make miracles happen.
Right.
But also I know that this is the path that I am given, and I will do this. But yeah, and then just having that family support is huge. I mean, and even like just like the friends and like teachers. I mean, I've had like 5 different choir directors, and I know 4 of them are constantly praying for me, which is so wonderful.
Wow.
Like, I just ran into 2 of them a couple weeks ago, and they were like, and they moved to Houston, and they were like, yeah, like, we still pray for you every single day. And I'm like, that's so sweet. And
praise be to Jesus.
So wonderful. Yeah.
I love it.
And so just the people that I surround myself with are definitely one thing's keeping me going, because I also remember in high school, I'd have to leave school to go to doctor's appointments and like come back, and my friends would always celebrate my like achievements when I went, because they'd always ask. They'd be like, how was your doctor's appointment? I'd be like, oh, my kidney's at 19%. And they're like, woo, like, that's so good. Like, we're so happy for you.
Man. Celebrating the little things.
Exactly. And there are definitely like those little things that I have to celebrate. Like, and I mean, like, it's gotten so much better. Like, I don't really have to control what I eat anymore. And so that's a good thing too. So it's like definitely those little things that I get to celebrate. Like, being able to go on trips and being able to go to college and learn away from home. Like, that's so wonderful. Like, I didn't think I was going to get to do that. So,
what's maybe 1 or 2 ways that you feel like it has shaped the way you look at life, living, and being present in the moment?
I think I look at everything in a happy perspective. Like, I never say I hate people or things, and I always try and find the good in everything. And I think people that knew me in high school knew that I wasn't always the nicest person, but even my family have told me, and I've noticed this, that like I've completely changed since I've gone to college, and like I'm just happy all the time, and I find the good in everything, and I forgive everyone no matter what they do to me. I mean, they could do some really not nice things to me, and I will always forgive them, because I mean, that's what the Lord wanted. And I'm like, I get the opportunity to make people's lives better.
Right.
And like, I'm here, and I want to glorify God through my actions. And so I think that's definitely something that I've learned from my disease, is that like everything is a blessing and everything is a gift. So always treat that as that gift. And I've stopped looking at people, like judging people, because I used to have a problem with judging people, and I don't really do that anymore, which is so nice. It's just changed my perspective on, like, even if I haven't met people, I used to be really judgmental, and now I'm not.
What do you think that was? Like, what do you think caused you to, because I'm sure there's listeners that are going to be like, oh, dude, I'm a judgy person. But why do you think that was, that you felt the need to do that? Like, what benefit was it to you in that time? You get what I'm saying? Like,
honestly, I don't think there was much of a benefit. I mean, I was jealous. Like, I wanted what they had. Like, there was a pretty girl, and I was like, oh, she's so pretty. Like, I'm jealous of you. Like, I want that. Or like, people would get things like in choir. Like, even like at the beginning of college, before I like stopped like really judging people, was I'd be like, why are they like so good? Like, this is annoying.
Yeah.
But what am I gaining from that, honestly? Like, it's not gonna change anything in my life to be mad at someone just for having something that you don't have. Like,
so do you feel like your ability to judge others, or rather your reasoning to judge others, was at root on the basis that you felt insecure in comparison to the people?
Yeah, definitely that.
Yeah. You know, Teddy Roosevelt is one of my absolute favorite quotes. Do you know what I'm about to say?
No. I just think it's funny that you just mentioned Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah, big old Teddy. Teddy Roosevelt said something so powerful that I love. And he said, comparison is a thief of joy.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Yeah, comparison is a thief of joy. I remember there was this old friend of mine, and he said, Ronnie, you were made an original, not a copy. Remember that. You were made an original, not a copy. And as a Christian, Christ is going to call us, you and me and anyone listening, to swim against the current and not to flow with it.
Yeah.
And as long as we flow with the current, I think you probably put yourself in a position where you're often going to be comparing and judging, because you're living in this constant insecurity, a need for validation or approval to be able to feel like, okay, I too can flow with the current. But I think the most freeing thing a human being can do is to realize that they are not the copy, but the original, to flow against the current. And that liberation has no price tag on it.
Yeah.
No word of affirmation that can settle the heart and the restlessness and that wrestling, that mental wrestling that you have. So, but it's interesting. Yeah, I just thought, I figured I'd ask you, like, what was feeding that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And and so at some point you kind of just snapped out of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I have to say. Yeah, like, I just changed my mindset.
Right. I mean, it does. Having health scares and stuff like that really does alter the brain a little bit, because it snaps it back into reality of like, okay, tomorrow is never promised, which is a very cliche thing to say.
Yeah, but it's true.
But realistically, if there is a heaven and if there is a hell, which there is, by the way, breaking news.
Yeah.
And there are people going to hell that don't think they're going to hell.
Yeah.
Now, Matthew 7 says, thou shalt not judge. So I'm not judging. I couldn't tell you who's going to hell.
Yeah.
But realistically, I mean, there's people that could be going to hell and they don't think they're going to hell. And the way that they live, the way that they perceive things, like only validates that. And you're like, dude, life is too short. Tomorrow's never promised. And because tomorrow's never promised, we have to use our free will in a fashion that doesn't just do whatever we want, but as Pope John Paul II says, is that we would do with it as we ought to do. And it's a big difference.
Yeah.
Right? God gives us free will, but don't do with it whatever you want.
Yeah.
Because it feels good, because it looks good. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, don't trade your eternity for something that is finite.
Yeah.
Don't trade the infinite for the finite, because tomorrow's never promised. And it's a good perspective to have. And not just because it just sounds cool or looks good, but because heaven awaits.
Yeah.
And because over 2,000 years ago, Jesus on the cross said, I'd rather be at me than you. Yeah?
Yeah.
And I think that's a beautiful thing, man. And for you to share that part of your story with us, man. I know I had somebody else on the episode who also went through suffering in their life. I know that you've gone through that. You're going through it, but you're beautifully and gracefully, messfully, gracefully coping with it. And you hand it to the Lord and say, here, do as you please. And what word of encouragement would you have to somebody listening who is probably going through something, whether it has been brought to light or maybe something that's unanswered, and they feel like they're kind of drowning with it, or, like I said, know, they have a name for maybe whether it be a chronic disease or, you know, something like that. But you know, what word of encouragement with the living testimony that you are would you have for somebody like that?
Well, God knows what's going to happen. I mean, we were talking yesterday about God's timing, about how our past, our present, our future is our past, present, and future, but God just sees everything as one.
Right.
So he knows what's going to happen. And he planned that out for you. So you just need to trust that God has you, and that what happens to you is going to influence someone else or change someone's life.
Yeah.
And that you may just be one person, but because of this one thing, it can change so many things for good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. And, you know, just to echo on that, there's a motorcycle passing by, so we'll let that guy pass right by. To echo off of that, though God has a plan for your life, it does not mean that you are predestined to it.
Yeah.
And that's important. Because what that means is that God, going back to the whole idea of free will, right? God's plan for your life is that you would glorify him and honor him in whatever you do. Yeah. And we've talked about this, and I'll reiterate it again. If you tap into the plan that God has set forward for you, it's not because you are going into this idea of destiny and predestination, and so I'm a robot, and you know, whatever I do has already been determined. No, it's more so because of your skill sets, your potential, your desires, your passions, your goodness, the way that God has intrinsically built you and designed you and thought you into existence, and you have so many good values, because the Lord knows what you are capable of and how much of a staple you can be in this lifetime for this moment in time that you were born and are living in. It's like God has a plan to utilize that. But he will allow us to decide whether or not we will tap into it or not. You know what I mean? And that's a beautiful thing. That's right. God does have a plan for all of our lives.
But he gives us a choice.
That's right. And, you know, sometimes when we enter into seasons, we have circumstances that present health scares like you. It's not because God willed it to happen in the sense that, like, he allowed it to happen, right? But that was cause and effect of how the lack of nutrients. And that's just biology. You know, but God looks at that situation and goes, okay, but Keira, now how do you respond? And will you trust me through it and with it? And would you hand it to me? Because if you hand it to me, your suffering, your circumstance, there is a plan at the end of the road. This is a bump here, and let's get to it. But let's get to it together. And I think when you give God your yes, as Mary her fiat, well, because of Mary's fiat, there was salvation. You know what I'm saying? And not because it was Mary who brings salvation, but it was through her yes that God, the Word became flesh, right? And God took on the form of the Word incarnate, and he died for our sins, and it's only through Jesus that we are saved. But my point is, one yes can shape an eternity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And your yes to God can shape not just your life, but those around you. In the same way that when we sin, it doesn't just affect, like, me.
Yeah.
Your sin doesn't just affect you, but it begins to affect those around you as a ripple effect. Your yes, a holy yes, in the hands of God. Let me just say it this way. If your yes to sin can be detrimental to those around you, your yes to a holy lifestyle and your yes to the divine maker, like, how much more pivotal and beautiful can it be for those around you? And then most importantly, in the sense, because our salvation is between you and God, no one else, to your life.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful, powerful thing, man. And thank you for being a witness, honestly. Thank you for just sharing a moment with us to talk about, you know, some of the things that you're going through, that you went through.
Yeah.
the journey of your life of, being on and off, and some of the pillars in your life, which is prayer and a good support system and trusting in the Lord. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's been a huge thing, but community has been a thing for you as well. And surrounding yourself with people that their eyes are on heaven, that are on the Lord, that their nose is in the Word of God. So they encourage you, they walk with you, and they care about your soul more than anything else.
Yeah.
Those are massive pillars to have. And then for a high schooler listening in, transitioning into college next year, rightfully so, beg the question, and that is, as I enter the next chapter of my life, Lord, would you put me in a position where my soul will win, right? Not because of, I want to be prideful or boastful, but rather because in humility, I want you and nothing else, and to glorify you through it and with it. And I think that's a beautiful thing, man. So, man, Keira, thank you so much for popping in for the segment.
Yeah.
Man, anything else that you wanted to share, or anything else that we'd not get to that you're like, hey, I really want to talk about this?
Not that
I feel like we covered it. We covered
a good amount, yeah.
So good, man. So good. Well, again, thank you guys so much for joining us on another episode of the Youth Culture Podcast. Just as a reminder, please find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and hit the subscribe button on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. And I'll say it again, if today's episode has blessed you in some sort of capacity, it has spoken to your heart, or somebody that is going through something similar to what Keira is going, whether it's the same condition, a different condition, or someone just needs to learn how to trust in God a little bit and have certain pillars in their life that are going to be pivotal to them and their mind, their mental health, man, would you share this video with your friends, with your family, and just begin to get the word out of what God is doing here through the Youth Culture Podcast here at the Shrine of St. Padre Pio. If you're a teenager listening in, you have not popped into youth group, man, we are getting started here at Pio Youth. We would want you to be a part of it. Visit the Shrine of St. Padre Pio.com. Tell your mama, your papa to get online and go to our Pio Youth page and then sign you up to get plugged into youth group. It's going to be a fantastic year. We got a lot of cool things planned, especially a really cool retreat in January, which I'm not leaking any details now. Some of you guys may already know, but it's going to be big. God is showing up, and we need you to show up to be a part of it as well. Like I said, we're going to talk about a lot of good things, man, a lot of good topics this year at Pio Youth. And so there's a home, there's a place here for you. We have a seat for you, and you belong here. And we believe that just like for Keira, myself, and for you, the listener, your best is yet to come. God bless you, and we'll see you next time on the Youth Culture Podcast. Adios.
Bye.